The Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin has not been seen for weeks, not since the alleged mutiny in Moscow on June 24th, with speculation growing over his whereabouts and the future of the group. Today I'm joined by Dr. Sean McFate, a foreign policy expert. Will we ever see Prigozhin again? And what does the future hold for the Wagner Group?
It looks like the Wagner Group in Europe is demobilizing in the camps in Belarus and other places. They're giving up their weapons. They're probably going to be absorbed into the Russian military. Will they be treated like absolute, what? But I assume that Putin will honor their contracts. So a Wagner mercenary would sign up for a 6-month contract. If they survive, they get an honorable discharge and they give an amnesty in whatever prison sentence they had. And so I think most of them, both by carrot and stick, are choosing to do that. Now, where is Prigozhin and his leadership? So they could be dead or in jail or in a gulag, but they could also be in the wind. And I think it's a good chance that they will reemerge in Africa, in Sudan or Mali, and that Prigozhin will take his best mercenaries from Belarus, because remember, most of them are absolute the worst mercenaries. They're just convicts, rapists, murderers, and they're meant to be cannon fodder. And that's what they're going to be used continually in Ukraine. So he might skim the best 10% and his leadership, and they might fly down to Sudan or Mali. And so since 2015, Prigozhin has created this empire under this corporate umbrella called the Concord Group. It involves the mercenaries, the Wagner Group, and his very best ones are in Africa. It involves a cyber troll factory. I think all the disinformation that is bombarded the UK, United States, EU, that's under his ownership. And he owns a lot of extractive companies, oil companies, gas companies, mining companies. And what he's been doing with the blessing of Putin until recently is going into a country like Mali or Sudan and say, look, to this corrupt regime, we will coup-proof you and protect you with our mercenary muscle. We will go after political opponents. We will make sure that you are the emperor here. And we'll use our cyber things to go after your opponents globally as well. In exchange, we want, gold mines. We want gas mines. We want, oil, and this is what he's been doing. He's been sucking gold out of the ground of places like Sudan. He's been funneling that through the sanctions to Putin. It's very possible he just goes into business for himself. Maybe Putin and Prigozhin make a detente saying, look, let's not go after each other, because let's face it, Prigozhin could also go after Putin with his ex-Spetsnaz mercenaries, his ex-special forces mercenaries. So it's a two-way street of treachery. And then, what happens if if Prigozhin and the Concord Group just become kingmakers in Africa that go after cobalt mines in the lawless East Congo? What happens if they become, as the world wants to get to net carbon neutral, we need these rare earth minerals that China's going after and others are going after. Well, he could go after it much more easily than China or anybody in the European Union or the United States, because these places are in the worst parts of the world, and he's got his own army, his own extractive industry arm, his own cyber arm. He could set himself up to have a chokehold and a global energy supply point. And that would make him sort of a new type of superpower. So the space to watch is in like the Sahel, Sudan area of Africa. If he reemerges there and Putin doesn't go after him, then it's going to change the politics, not just of Africa, but of energy as well.